Okay, so after a rough go in Toronto Thursday night, the Ottawa Senators bounced back in a huge way with a 3-2 overtime win over another rival, the Montreal Canadiens. First, let's get to some lineup changes for this one. So there were a couple of head-scratching ones. Brady Coburn comes in for Christian Wolanin. That one, I was a little upset about it, but okay, Coburn, he hasn't been that great for the Sens this season. That's been a bit of an understatement. He comes in here. I thought he had an okay game tonight, probably his best game as an Ottawa Senator. He didn't look like he turned the puck over too much. I thought he was quiet, but when a guy like Coburn is quiet as a defensive defenseman, that's a good thing. That means he's doing his job and he's not on the highlight reels for all the wrong reasons. Every Sens fan's favorite player would enter the lineup, Michael Haley. Of course, I'm just joking about that one. But yeah, so Michael Haley comes in the lineup in place of Matthew Pekka. I don't know why. Matthew Pekka had a great game last game. I thought he was very solid, and despite it being a pretty ugly game for the Sens overall, I thought Pekka was solid. He picked up an assist. He skated well. He caused pressure on the Leafs defense really good, forcing them into some turnovers, I thought. So they put in Michael Haley, and this sends a bad message because if Michael Haley comes in the lineup in place of a guy like Pekka who had a good game, then it shows that, I'm just going to reward my favorite players. If you're DJ Smith, it looks like you're saying, I'm just going to reward my favorite players. And it doesn't matter how well you played last game. If you're Matthew Pekka, you're going to sit out because you got to make way for my favorite to come in. And it just really undermines hard work when you make a move like that, because Matthew Pekka worked hard, he played well, and none of that seemed to matter in the eyes of DJ Smith. So let's talk about the game. So this one did not start off well for the Sens. It looked like it could take on the same script as the Toronto game almost, because a minute 17 in, Nick Suzuki scores on a 4-on-2. That was just not a good play by the Sens all around. I believe Nick Paul dropped it back to Mike Riley. Riley blew a tire. He kind of missed it there. He tried to get the pass. He missed it. So the Habs going on a 4-on-2. Suzuki makes a nice shot. He scores there. It's 1-0 Habs. Things are not looking good early on. But the Sens would come back with somewhat of a fortunate goal, I would say, of their own. But Drake Batherson, he scores, assisted by, let's see here, Artyom Zub gets the only assist on that one, 9:47 into the first. So for Batherson, I was talking about him last game. He got that fortunate goal. A bit of a fortunate one here again, but I think he kind of created his own luck on this play. And for Batherson, he scores, and now that's 3 goals in his last 4 games and goals in back-to-back games. So hopefully he's going to get going. I was kind of saying, he's had an okay season. Last video, I was saying that he needs to get scoring more, and we need more from these young guys in general. And I thought tonight was the best game for the Sens young players in total, like the most contributions they've gotten from their young prospects in one game so far this season. There would be no scoring in the second period, but the Sens would have a couple of power plays. They would get some chances on that. But I thought the Habs were the much better team in the second period. They were in the Sens zone a lot. Even though maybe they didn't get a ton of shots on Matt Murray, I thought the Sens did a good job of keeping them to the outside. But still, they got to cut down those long stretches of time where they're in their own end, running around, turning the puck over. They did a lot of that in the second period. It seemed like the only time the Sens could get some zone time in that second period is when they had power plays. They did have a couple of good chances, 5-on-5 too in the second, but I thought mostly the Habs spent a lot of time in Ottawa's end in that period for sure. So the Sens start that third period off pretty good. They're in the Habs zone. I'm sure DJ Smith talked a lot to them about turning the puck over. They got to stop doing that, so they get to work. They're much more crisp. They're in the Habs zone. And 3:33 in, Josh Norris scores his 4th of the season, assisted by Zaitsev and Tkachuk. Tkachuk with a nice pass to the point. Zaitsev gets the shot on. Norris with, I don't want to say a fortunate tip, because he did look like he definitely meant to get his stick out there. If you look at the replay, it was a one-handed tip. But I think the result of where that tip went was fortunate, as it went up in the air again, much like the Batherson goal, and it beats Jake Allen. It's 2-1 for Ottawa at this point. And I just want to clarify this about Josh Norris. I said last video I would like to see more out of him, and even though he is tied for rookie point scoring, when I said I wanted to see more, I wanted to see more goals with consistency, and that kind of goes for all the young guys. Let's face it, the Sens have really struggled offensively this year, and with how many good young prospects they put in their lineup, I did expect them to score a little bit more than what they have been. Maybe now they're finally starting to come around, and hopefully this will be the start of things to come for them. Their youngsters will start scoring goals with more regularity, And I wasn't saying Norris was bad. I know a subscriber said, oh, you think Norris is bad. I mean, no, I don't think he's been bad this season. I think he's been good for the most part. I just would like to see him score some goals with more consistency, and I'd like to see all the Sens young players do more 5-on-5 consistently as well, as we're starting to see them progress 5-on-5, and hopefully, like I said, it's a sign of things to come. And no, I'm not a Josh Norris hater. I'm a huge Josh Norris fan, and I'm right with all of you Sens fans out there. I'm cheering him on, hoping he does well. And then 14:35 into this third period, Corey Perry scores from Jeff Petrie. Oh man, this is just one that I would like. Eric Goodbranson would like to have this one back, because I mean he was, he was on Perry. Perry gets around him. He just barely tucks it by Matt Murray. I was like, oh, it was so frustrating to see that. I just really wanted the Sens to have a good development building win, like winning 2-1 in regulation, or maybe they hit the empty net and make it 3-1, but you have that 6-on-5 situation for the Habs and you're calm and you defend well. The Sens haven't really been in too many situations like that, and I'm not really going to count the game they won 2-1 in Winnipeg, because they scored with 8 or 9 seconds left, and Winnipeg didn't really have much time to have sustained pressure with the extra attacker, so the Sens really didn't have to face an extra attacker play there. So this young group had a chance to put themselves in that position again, to be having the other team with the extra attacker and them having a good calm performance with the other team having the extra man, and hopefully put the game away like that. But no, they have to always make it harder than what it's got to be. The Sens do. Corey Perry scores, the washed up Corey Perry. I guess he's still got some hands left apparently after that move, so it's 2-2. And that's the way the game would end. Drake Batherson would have a great chance to score with about a minute or so left. He had a breakaway. I would have liked to see him get that backhand up higher, but Allen makes a good save nonetheless, so we're going to overtime. I'll knot it up at 2. Well, that 2-2 goal could have shaken the Sens' confidence. It clearly did not. As they went after the Habs in overtime in a big way. They were all over them, lots of chances. Allen making tons of big saves to keep his team in it. I don't even believe the Habs had a shot in that overtime frame. And then with all that pressure, first Brady Tkachuk steals it off Josh Anderson. Anderson very casual with the puck. Tkachuk's in all alone on the breakaway. He takes a shot, Allen with a huge save. He stacked the pads, old school there. Tkachuk tried to get the rebound, but he skated by it. Then the Habs went in on a partial 2-on-1. Nothing came of it though, fortunately. And all I could think when the Habs got the puck after Allen made that save on Tkachuk there, I was thinking well, this will be the most Sens thing ever, with them having a great chance to end the game, and then a goalie makes a big save on them, and then the other team goes down and they score, because that's just how it always seems to work for the Ottawa Senators. But fortunately, that would not be the case, because Tkachuk on his next shift out, he would come out there 3:30 into overtime exactly. He got a bit of a lucky break on this one, but he kind of created his own luck. He tried to pass it across to Batherson there. I believe it went off a Hab player's skate, and it went right back to him. He puts it in the net. He does not miss on that one, thankfully. Brady Tkachuk and his merry band of Sens, as you can tell by the title, pull this one off. That one was assisted by Batherson and Eric Brandstrom. And I just want to say, this was Brandstrom's best game probably I've seen so far in his career. He was really rushing the puck up. He looked like the guy that, Pierre Dorian was really hard advertising there when we got him for the Mark Stone deal. All in all, like I said, I thought for the Sens young players in this one as a whole, I thought there was a lot of young guys playing well at the same time in the same game. And I think that's really important to see that. And I think this is the first game I've really seen that where a lot of young guys were really noticeable tonight or last night. And Brandstrom was just another one of those young guys being really noticeable. Props to him. I thought he was really good, and he made DJ Smith not be able to take him out of the lineup next game in any circumstances. If he does, I think the whole city of Ottawa is going to riot. I just want to circle back on a lineup change the Sens made. So that putting Michael Haley, and I want to get back to that. This guy, get him out of the lineup next game. I don't care if the Sens won this one. You say, oh, well, you want to keep a winning lineup. Michael Haley barely played. He played 3:30 or something like that. So take him out of the lineup. I just want to point out too that the Sens got a too many men on the ice penalty in the first period. It's because this guy's trying to pick a fight with a Habs player, a meaningless fight, and the Sens are making a line change, and the guy who's coming on for Haley doesn't see that he's trying to pick a meaningless fight. And you could say, oh, well, you could blame it both ways on the guy that's coming on the ice too. Well, no, you blame it on Michael Haley. He shouldn't be on the ice at that point. His line mates are changing. He's not. It's not like he's trying to keep the pressure on or something with the Habs and chasing down the puck carrier. He's trying to pick a meaningless fight, and they get a too many men on the ice penalty. Like, that guy should be off the lineup, out back on the taxi squad where he belongs. I don't even know why the Sens signed this guy to begin with. I'll put the link in the video I'll put a link in the description, I should say, down below, of the video I made on Michael Haley when the Sens first acquired him back in November via free agency. Just don't know how to describe this guy. It just seems like every time he's out there, he's not worried about the puck at all. Do you guys get the same feeling from Michael Haley as I do? Let me know in the comment section below, because for me, I just feel like when he's out there, he's not worried about the puck at all. He just wants to go out there and ignite a fight. That seems like the only thing he has his mind on. Is every time he's always talking crap after the whistle. And trash talking's one thing, but it just seems like he's not worried about the puck at all. He just wants to fight someone so bad. I don't think guys like that belong in the league, and I don't think the Sens are going to succeed having this. I want to say meathead. He made a really meat-headed decision on that too many men on the ice penalty last night, that's for sure. This guy's got to get out of the lineup, put Matthew Pekka back in, reward his hard work, because having Michael Haley in the lineup over the game Pekka had last game against the Leafs sends a really bad message to the team for me. Those are my thoughts on this game. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below on this one, about the Sens and their big win and Tkachuk's performance, and just, is this the best game we've seen from the young guys all at the same time? Like I've said so many times throughout this video, I'm just so excited though to see that, you know, the young guys look like they're finally starting to really gel together. And I think this game hopefully is a sign of things to come, as they all look like they were playing really well at the same time. Lots of noticeable young players. And that's really important for these core young guys, or at least who are going to be core players going forward in the near future. For these guys to get on the board, especially in the same game, I think that was pretty special for me anyways. I'm sure it was for all of you. So let me know all that and more in the comments below. Please like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.